just passed 3,000, baby. 3,000 likes on the business page. 11, no, 13 months. 13 months. Let's go, sons. Let's go, baby. There's a bunch of haters out there. It is what it is, man. Stacks and packs, go get yourself a little double point action. Used to be 2 points for every dollar you spent. Now it's 4. Until tomorrow night, let's get it, baby. We don't go to bed like these other guys. We up all day and night. Let's go. The best time to put an order in is right now when there's no line, because you don't have to wait. You put your order in and then you come back in the feed and you be like, I put my order in. Let's go, son. We got the new Leaf Flash football, baby. We have a Spire football with 24 autographs a box. That's insane volume. Photos, 8x10, Prism basketball. Go to the website, stacksandpacks.org, baby. Let's go. Who's this? Who is this? Stacks and backs. Stacks and packs on the map. Let's go, son. What's up, Nestor? Oh yeah, we got the Pro Debut too. Guy opened 2 packs earlier. There's 3. This is the jumbo. There's 3 autos a box. So 3 out of those 4 packs have an auto. Prism's gone. Sold out of Prism, but I do have 1 box of Select. I'd be willing to make a Cash App deal if somebody wanted to buy the whole box. Aspire football. We opened one of these earlier. 24 autos. Had a Tua auto. Some other stuff in there. 8x10 autograph photo. Those are pretty sick. D hot, baby. Get a free top loader. Free top loader if you buy an 8x10. Double points until tomorrow at midnight. Don't sleep on Stacks and Packs. Free shipping on everything. Best point system in the industry. The DeAndre? Where are you looking at? What DeAndre? Oh, I already took it down. The pick, yeah. No, it's sick, man. Where are you watching at? Oh, the watch party. What's up, Bo? Yeah, man, they got other guys in there too. We've only opened like 3. Brett Favre, Romo, Joe Montana, Tom Brady, Joe Burrow's in this too. Travis Kelce, Kyler Murray. We haven't pulled any of those guys. We've only opened 3. These are actually really cool. Deshaun Watson, Derrick Henry, and you can pull these other tickets to redeem for like a Mahomes helmet, a Brady jersey, all these other things down here. It's freaking sweet, man. I got 2 cases of them. I'd love to open them all, but you can't do that. You can't do that, man. But you guys can get an excellent deal on snacksandpacks.org with the double points until tomorrow at midnight. Don't be shy. Go ahead and put your first order in at stacksandpacks.org. Don't be shy. No, 3,000. I'm way past 3,000 orders, dude. I'm already over 7,500. I'm way past that. 3,000 likes on Facebook. Let's go! Stacksandpacks.org. I know somebody wants to get something. Don't be shy. Don't be shy about it. Just do it.
Pick up today at Walmart, Target, CVS, Dollar General, or other fine retailers. Order Eaters. Destroy food odor with the best in odor defense.
Bo, I don't know. I don't know what's in the pictures, man. You gotta buy it and then we open it. It's not like I can say, hey, here, you can buy the Hopkins. I don't know what's gonna be in it. You gotta buy a thing and then we open it.
COVID-19 cases have jumped across the sports landscape, and the sports world celebrates Juneteenth. Welcome to SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. I'm Jim Baskell. Those stories ahead, but as baseball tries to find a season, it suddenly now faces two strikes. Everybody at this point
playing many, many more games.
Yeah, how about this idea now? Even if they agree, they may not ultimately play. Major League Baseball training camps will temporarily close for COVID-19 cleaning. Players will need to test negative before they can re-enter. The Phillies first announced they were closing their facility in Clearwater after 5 players and 3 staff members tested positive. The Blue Jays shut down their facility in Dunedin after a player showed symptoms of the virus, while the Giants closed their facility in Scottsdale after 1 person at the site and 1 family member exhibited symptoms of COVID-19. Nationals player working out at their complex in West Palm Beach also testing positive. It's time for Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. On that subject, Passan was on SportsCenter.
It's problematic, certainly, and while Major League Baseball did expect positive tests and has seen positive tests in recent weeks, the spate of them recently, whether it was 8 with the Philadelphia Phillies, whether it was 1 suspected with the Toronto Blue Jays, the Texas Rangers, and San Francisco Giants also shutting down their camps, and the possibility of all 30 teams' facilities closing, it's a warning for Major League Baseball as it looks to potentially regather and restart its season. You're going to have, Gucci, potentially more than 1,000 people flying from different areas around the country and around the world to these places. And while there are going to be far more coronavirus tests given out to these people than there were at the facilities in recent weeks, it's still scary to know the number of people who might be arriving with the infection or who might be arriving and potentially spreading it. There is fear throughout baseball that something like that is going to have as much of an impact on the season as the economic issues that we've spent the last few months talking about.
And that is Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. PTI on Major League Baseball and sports as a whole during this COVID-19 pandemic. Can games be played? Can players stay healthy?
The thing I've been thinking for the last couple of weeks is hard. I mean, I know I've used the phrase, it's hard to re-enter any industry, and the sports industry may be the hardest because of the physicality involved. And so, and the numbers of people. And despite saying, oh, yeah, we're going to socially distance, it's just not reasonable. And so we heard reports last week of NFL coaches, a couple of them going on the record saying, hey, how are we going to do this? And so you've got to look at each one of these sports. Now, I know this is being successfully done with the Bundesliga. So soccer in Germany, at least in one league, and Premier League is coming back soon. We're going to have to turn eyes, Tony, and ears to those sports which are able to do this successfully. But you're talking about Florida, one of the hot spots, and there's lots of hot spots. People like to act like there's 1 or 2. Oh, you're in Arizona, you're in the hot spot. 21 or 22 cities are up in terms of percentage of infections. What are people talking about? But Florida is a leading one. And so there's states,
Yes,
I'm sorry.
That's right.
And so, Tone, I mean, all of these concerns are going to have to be addressed.
So let me get to Florida specifically. It is one of those states that reopened early and reopened wide. All right, and now they've had spikes in coronavirus. The reason Florida is important is because the NBA and the WNBA and the MLS are all thinking about playing in Orlando. And I believe the number in Orlando, they were up 15% yesterday in positive tests. Look, you can test, and you can test, and you can test. And you can isolate the people who have the coronavirus. And you can quarantine when you come back. But I'm not sure you can eliminate this. So what you can do is you can start a season. I don't know that you can finish the season when you want to, and I don't know that you can schedule the games when you want. You're at the mercy of the virus, don't you think?
Yes, I think. Yes. I just said to you twice this week, maybe we were on the phone, maybe we were on the air. Tony, how's pro football going to do this without a bubble? Now, I think going into a bubble, you control what you can control, but as you suggest, you can't control everything. But Tony, without that control factor where you test all the time and you can keep sort of people who are testing positive out of the bubble, maybe the bubble can control some of this, but we don't know.
And that is Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise.
Juneteenth. Our history has not been a shared history.
Our history has been a history that's been pushed underground.
A day that my family always recognized and the rest of my kin recognized is our Independence Day.
Juneteenth has always been a celebration. It's not just something that should be a holiday.
I'd like to see a lot more than recognizing the holiday, especially with a group of owners that haven't really said a whole lot.
It's something to let people know that we're always going to matter.
Many teams from major U.S. Pro Leagues stopping to commemorate Juneteenth on Friday, the celebration of what occurred on June 19, 1865, the day that all enslaved black people in the U.S. learned they had been freed from slavery. A day carrying particular importance this year after several weeks of protest demanding the elimination of police brutality and racial inequality. The Minnesota Twins have removed the statue of former owner Calvin Griffith at Target Field, citing racist remarks he made in 1978. The team says it cannot remain silent and continue ignoring the racist comments he made. The statue of George Preston Marshall has been removed from the Redskins' former home, RFK Stadium. Under Marshall, the Redskins were the last team in the NFL to integrate, doing so in 1962. Clinton Yates, co-host of The Intersection, a 2-hour weekly show featuring in-depth discussions around the impact of social justice in sports and society, shared this viewpoint on Marshall's statue being torn down.
5 years ago, when I was writing for the Washington Post, I walked my butt down to RFK. And I said, why is this thing still here? I asked all the people. And I don't mean people walking around town. I mean the group that runs RFK. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of who it is. It's basically a DC government group. And I was like, yo, like, why is it still here? Homeboy was a known racist. On top of the fact that he named his team something racist. And y'all just got this thing standing out here? What are we doing? And I'll never forget the executive director of the group at the time. He said, I don't really know. Nobody really asked me for it. Not really sure. And I was like, I mean, I know you'd only been there for, he'd only been there for a couple years, but he's from DC. He was a brother who was just thinking about it, and he was like, I can't come up with a good reason why this is here. They tore that bad boy down today, and I was very happy to see it. Very plain. Forget about us being a fan of anything that happened at RFK Stadium. Just as a black person in America, George Preston Marshall don't need no plaque anywhere in my city whatsoever. And as a sidebar, by the way, for those of you who don't know why the Minnesota Twins exist, it's because their owner at the time straight up said, I don't want black people coming to my baseball games. And there are a lot less black folks in Minnesota then than there were a lot less black folks in Minnesota then than there were now. The Minnesota Twins would not exist if it weren't for a racist dude who decided to move his team from DC. They tore his statue down today too. Let me tell you something. We ain't getting a whole lot of things in terms of progress that happen. Some things we can point to that we can look at and we can say that's real. But for me personally, a sports fan from DC, today was massively emotional. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were two things that represented different parts of the different sports world, but it was like, man, I didn't even really know how to feel. I was happy, but like, it's almost like you've been waiting for something for so long and you get it. What do you do? It's a weird feeling.
The Wizards' Bradley Beal and John Wall both appeared in Washington, D.C. to take part in the Together We Stand March that was hosted by the Wizards and Mystics and traveled from Capital One Arena to Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. PGA Tour's first player testing positive for COVID-19 and horse racing's first leg of the Triple Crown comes today. We'll take a look at the Preakness when SportsCenter All Night rolls back. This is ESPN Radio.
Whether on your radio, your smart speaker,
now playing ESPN Radio,
your phone, or now back on your TV.
We are back.
Golic and Wingo, mornings on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2.
Napa know-how. Get all the quality parts you need at your locally owned Napa. Because right now, when you order from Napa online, you can pick up curbside at your local store in just 30 minutes. Or get your order delivered direct to your door with free one-day shipping and over 160,000 quality parts when you spend $50 or more. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating stores, standard ground shipping and exclusions apply.
it's totally
totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way.
Maybe it's occasional constipation.
Maybe it's not.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Maybe it's not occasional constipation. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. You may be able to talk to a doctor online. Visit linzess.com, sponsored by Allergan and Ironwood.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
Hi, guess we should talk about something. How's the, vermicelli game in your town? Got any good Vietnamese restaurants? Vermicelli? Oh, it's a noodle. Very good. Drivers who switch to Progressive to save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities. Or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities. And the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30.
Dads have been taking on more projects lately, and Lowe's has just what you need to fuel his creativity and keep him going. Tree houses to backyard coasters, keep him building with our new Cobalt 24-volt XTR power tools. Bike chains to engine rebuilding, the Cobalt Mechanics tool set will keep him fixing. And if he's the guy that gets excited when the
Not
grass
the
is green,
worst!
Cobalt cordless electric mower will keep him powered up. Build Dad's imagination by joining us this Father's Day at Lowe's.
Switch to Sprint and get our best unlimited deal ever. 4 lines of unlimited for just $100 a month. Plus, we're including 4 amazing iPhone 11s on us when you trade in iPhone 6s or newer in any condition. Visit Sprint.com, call 800-SPRINT-1, or come see us in our stores. Phone after $29.17 per month credit for 18 months credit. Apply within 2 bills. If canceled early, remaining balance due. Requires new account. Unlimited basic after 7/31/21. Pay $35 per month per line with autopay. Data prioritization during congestion. Coverage and offer not available at work. Excludes taxes, fees, and roaming speed. Maximum use rules. $30 activation fee and restrictions apply.
Is your money not sure what to do with itself right now? At Ally, they'll help it save for the future with their smart savings tools. Bucket your money for the things that matter most. Analyze your spending and save automatically. All on top of a competitive rate. For all things money, you deserve an Ally. Visit ally.com/savings for more info. Ally, do it right. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
ESPN Radio Classifieds. It was June 17th, 2010, Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Lakers, Celtics. One of the fiercest rivalries in all sports.
Right corner three, good.
Whoa, it was a hell of a series. Tough game for either team to lose. I thought both teams played terrific.
Relive Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals tonight at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
We're back with Sports Center all night here on ESPN Radio. I am Jim Baskell. I'm back with golf. 5-time PGA Tour winner Nick Watney testing positive Friday for the coronavirus. The first player with a confirmed infection since golf resumed its schedule just last week. Watney withdrew immediately from the RBC Heritage and must self-isolate for at least 10 days under the PGA Tour's protocols. Rory McIlroy on what he expected.
By the end of the year, there's going to be 200,000 deaths in the U.S. alone from COVID-19. So
to think that us on the PGA Tour, none of us were going to get it was very, I don't think anyone thought that. I think there was going to be, you know, the consensus was someone is going to get it at some point, and Nick's the one that's got it, and he's self-isolating and doing what he has to do. And yeah, look, it's a shame, but the show goes on, and you know, we've got 36 holes to play at this tournament.
ESPN senior golf writer Bob Harrig on SportsCenter on the PGA Tour dealing with its first positive test.
He missed the cut, so he was allowed to go about his own business. It's unclear if he went home or if he came straight here, but he did not travel on the tour's charter. That meant he had to take a COVID-19 test here on site, and he was reported to be negative, like everybody else that they've tested the last 2 weeks. So he took part in the tournament. He played the first round, but he wasn't feeling that well. Apparently this morning he expressed that to the tour physicians, and they tested him, and obviously it came up positive. Now, of course, they need to talk to his playing partners and caddies and anybody else he might have come in contact with.
Speaking of that, what is next for the tour for Watney and the players who he'd been paired with over the last week?
Right. Well, in his case, they did not address this specifically today, but according to their health and safety protocols that they put out before the restart of their schedule, they said any player testing positive would be required to do 10 days of self-isolation. He would be allowed to drive home if he could. Of course, Watney lives in Las Vegas, quite the haul from here. The tour helps out with expenses if this happens to a player, so it seems that he might be staying here for a little while. He would then need to have 2 negative tests at least 24 hours apart before he would be allowed to return to golf. Obviously, he's looking at least 2 weeks off. His playing partners for the first round, Vaughn Taylor and Luke List, they played today. They just finished their second rounds. You would think they would be tested along with their caddies. Anybody else that Watney might have been near on the driving range or putting green the last couple of days, practice round partners, all that sort of thing. But as you said, he passed a test earlier in the week. Now he doesn't. Now he has a positive test and has to go home.
Bob mentioned Vaughn Taylor. He had this on being paired with Watney.
I got the news at the turn. Clay came up to us and felt like we should know. So I was a little shocked, to be honest. Heart started racing, got a little nervous. So, you know, just hope Nick's doing well and, you know, we get through this.
Do you have any plans to be retested?
Yes, I'm going to get tested now.
Did you think about this during the round at all?
Oh yeah, it was on our minds, that second 9, and you know, we were all chit-chatting about it, and you know, it's hard not to think about it.
How are you feeling right now?
A little nervous, but you know, I feel good. You know, I didn't have any close contact with Nick yesterday. We kept our space. We didn't shake hands. Right after the round, I washed my hands. Nick never coughed or sneezed, so, you know, I feel comfortable.
And that you getting tested now is part of the protocols, the contact tracing, that's just part of the program, I'm guessing?
Yeah, correct. Our entire group is getting tested.
Is your caddy also going to get tested?
Yes.
I'm guessing you answer that question?
Yes.
And do you feel any symptoms at all?
No.
It is the world we now live in. Webb Simpson shot a 665, 1 shot up on Bryson DeChambeau, who shot a 64, made 6 birds in his final 9 holes. Corey Connors also a stroke back. He shot a 63. Rory McIlroy made 3 birds in a 4-hole stretch, finished with a 66 to make the cut. Still 7 shots back. John Rahm, Justin Thomas also made the cut, while Jordan Spieth 6 shots off the pace after shooting a 70. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. I am Jim Basketball. The NASCAR Cup race in Texas will have thousands of spectators in stands with social distancing protocols in place. The Speedway's first to reassign seating for people who had already purchased tickets for the race. It was originally scheduled for March 29th to racing of another sort. First leg of horse racing's Triple Crown this year will be the Belmont. That comes today. NBC's Mike Tirico on Golick and Wingo on the first big event to return.
Look, everything's different. People are already asking, Tiz the Law is the horse that people need to know about and watch. Jerry Bailey, Hall of Fame jockey, our analyst with Randy Moss on the set as we do the show. Jerry thinks Tiz the Law has been the best 3-year-old all the way through. So if Tiz the Law wins this race, then has 77 days to try and win the Kentucky Derby, and then goes on to win the Preakness a month after that, if all are run on time. That's when they're scheduled. Does that horse become a Triple Crown horse with a large asterisk, small, medium? Look, everything in sports in 2020 is going to be altered and different and unique. So this is what it is. The accomplishment, if it happens, would be something to talk about. But to me, guys, this is the first of the classics, the American classics, that are back on the sports calendar. It's really the first big event in sports that we'll see. That's one of those long-time traditionals, and this is the 152nd Belmont, since NBA All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, Mike mentioned it is what it is in this unorthodox time frame we are in. Tony Kornheiser throwing an asterisk at this year's Triple Crown.
So I'm totally prepped on this because on my podcast yesterday, I had Chuck Culpepper of the Washington Post who was covering the Belmont. And I've been to a bunch of Belmonts, as you know, and I like the Triple Crown, as you know. Let me explain something. As you said, the Belmont is being run first, and it's normally run third. It's being run at 1.1 1/8 miles, and it is normally the true classic test at 1.5 miles. The Triple Crown itself is usually 3 races in 5 weeks, and now it is 3 races in 15. So even if Tiz the Law, which seems to be the favorite, even if it wins all of these races, to me, this is not a legitimate Triple Crown because it's out of order. Everything is sort of wacky about it. That's not legitimate. No, I would not count this as a legitimate Triple Crown because of the inversion in the entire 3 races. I'll tell you something else too. And I don't know what horses think. They're horses. I don't know if they care about fans. But if you go to the Belmont,
horses think.
and there are no
what are you,
fans,
the guy who owns Mr. Ed? What are you talking about?
I don't know.
You will.
I'm just saying that when you go to the Belmont, the crowd is very important, particularly if it's a Triple Crown situation. If it's going to confirm the best horse in the world at that point.
The numbers of positive COVID tests rising in college football. Can the NFL possibly exist in a bubble? We'll explore when SportsCenter All Night rolls back.
The league does not think that a bubble would be practical or needed.
We're going to dig our heels in, and we're going to play football because it's best for our wallets.
If there's a second wave, football may not happen this year.
Laundry piles are growing and toothpaste is disappearing. Sounds like Meijer time. From Crest to Game, you'll find top brands that keep your home happy and healthy. Now through June 20th, Game Fling 16 count is just $3.99 after $1 off with Imperfect digital coupon. Shop with one stop at Meijer or Meijer.com.
Do you have constipation with belly pain, straining, and bloating that keeps coming back? Take the 5-question gut check to see if it could be more than occasional constipation. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medication that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess is not a laxative. It works differently. Linzess helps relieve belly pain and lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements.
Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Talk to your doctor about whether Linzess is right for you. Go to linzess.com to take the 5-question gut check. That's LINZESS.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
O'Reilly. Could your car use a spring cleaning? Now's the time to stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts for great deals on everything you need to keep your car looking new. Like Mother's California Gold Wash and Wax, just $4.99 for a 64-ounce bottle. That's a $6 savings. Or online at O'ReillyAuto.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. I'm giving Jeb's basement renovations 1 star. He kept asking me what's behind the walls down there. I'm like, what? What do you know?
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
And he's like, you can trust me with the job. And I'm all like, trust?
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
Yeah, he charged me less than he said he would, which is lying.
Get a quote online today at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Is your money not sure what to do with itself right now? At Ally, they'll help it save for the future with their smart savings tools. Bucket your money for the things that matter most. Analyze your spending and save automatically, all on top of a competitive rate. For all things money, you deserve an ally. Visit ALLY.com/savings for more info. Ally, do it right. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
Every legend has a beginning.
Are you kidding me?
This legend began in the ACC.
That's what special players do. Make big plays.
Today, relive Vincenity with a marathon of Vince Carter's best games at North Carolina. ACC Legends, Vince Carter. Today, noon to midnight Eastern on ACCN and streaming live on the ESPN app.
This is State & Company.
It would be big enough if it was, here's your legacy on the line. How are you handling this? It's bigger than that. It's, are you willing to decide that you've done enough work and talked to enough experts and put enough things in place and trusted the right people with, actually enforcing them, that you're certain that no one will end up dead? Dead. I mean, that's it. It's beyond legacy.
State & Company, weekdays at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
And ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Home Insurance. Get your quote at progressive.com today.
When can they come back? When can they start training? Are we going to play? Hopefully we'll get some better news as the summer goes on here. And
well, I think July, somewhere in early July. We need to not rush this, and I know everyone is anxious to do that.
You are going to hear more and more coaches and maybe other decision makers say, look, any football is better than no football. I think a lot of people do agree on that point.
We need to allow time, which in my view, they take all of June.
Yeah, the news, though, is getting tougher by the day. ESPN's David Hale reporting 23 Clemson football players have tested positive for COVID-19 since the teams returned to campus some 2 weeks ago. The school performed a total of 315 tests in the past week, with 28 people testing positive, 21 of which were football players, along with 2 members of the football staff. 2 other players testing positive during the school's initial run of 169 tests, bringing the total to 23. The state of South Carolina on Friday reporting its highest number of total positive tests, nearly 1,100 people. The rate of positive tests at Clemson this month is nearly double the national average. 30 current and 1 former UCLA player asking that third-party health officials be put in place to make sure safety guidelines are being followed. The players expressed concern of their health and said they do not want to leave their safety in the hands of, quote, those who have failed us, unquote. Meantime, the NCAA is expanding its policy, banning states with prominent Confederate symbols from hosting its sponsored events. Mississippi is the only such state currently affected by the policy. Mississippi schools will not be permitted to host NCAA tournament games. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey on Sirius XM.
You'll note in my current statement, the observation is it's past time for change. We hoped change would come naturally. It is a time for us to say, well, we don't play our predetermined championships in the state. And now, if there isn't change, we'll remove those that rotate. And I felt it was important to make a clear statement.
And Will Kane on something that's been long overdue, Mississippi and their flag.
The state of Mississippi has the Confederate flag embedded into the upper left-hand corner of that state flag. The SEC's position has been announced that if that flag is not changed, no championships for the SEC could possibly take place in the state of Mississippi. We've talked about the Confederate flag over the last couple of weeks here on the Will Kane Show. I fully endorse NASCAR's decision to ban the Confederate flag from its events. I think this is also a move that the state of Mississippi needs to take. We need to understand both the symbolism of what it represented historically and the effects it has on others in our present day life. I do think the state of Mississippi should listen to the SEC. I do think they should change that state flag.
more cases that reveal themselves as the season goes on.
Unless players are essentially in a bubble, insulated from community, and they are tested nearly every day, it would be hard to see how football is able to be played this fall.
They are so far on the other side of the spectrum with this. It's not a bubble. It's, oh, we're playing football, but not only that, we're going to have people in the stands watching us play. That's a pretty bold approach.
Meantime, an unidentified 49ers player has reportedly tested positive for COVID-19 after an informal workout with teammates in Tennessee. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, says the NFL needs to emulate the NBA with the bubble format or consider not playing at all in 2020. Jeff Darlington on the reality of a bubble for the NFL.
Obviously, Dr. Fauci's comments strike a chord that seems to be resonating from most of the science community. And it is certainly strange, but also, I guess, not that unexpected, that there really is no consideration for what Fauci is saying when it comes from any executives, their teams, or, league sources about the idea of having some sort of bubble. And quite honestly, logistically, it just doesn't even seem fathomable. I mean, it's a 53-man roster to begin with. So when we think about the NBA, I don't even know if we could necessarily even make this comp, but the NBA has 3 hotels at Disney to house all of its teams, and the NFL with 53-man rosters for 32 teams. Finding the right venue, the right cities for that kind of a situation is basically impractical. So I guess what Fauci is saying is that football should not happen this fall.
Yeah, not realistic for a bubble for the NFL. Along those lines, Mike Tannenbaum on the NFL playing in a bubble format from a front office perspective.
Well, we're going to need some aspects of that because the facilities just aren't big enough. When we go to training camp, ordinarily we have 90 players on the roster, and we couldn't social distance 6 inches. We have to double up. Oftentimes it's the rookies. So I'm hearing a lot of chatter when we talk to teams about going from 90 to maybe 80 players for training camp, maybe going from 4 to 2 games in terms of preseason. And then Ryan, one of the interesting things that I've heard is teams are thinking about alternating maybe offense and defense, where maybe half the squad's in the building, the other half may still have virtual meetings just because these facilities can't accommodate the expanded rosters.
So what we've seen over the last week or so with states reopening, the number of positive COVID-19 tests have gone up as well. Bomani Jones and Max Kellerman on if we'll see games played at all.
You sure we should be playing football? 50 guys plus on each team. When you add personnel, 75, 100 people with trainers and everything on each team. 32 teams. We're talking about over 6,000 people. And as Sean McVay said, how do you social distance? The point is to do the opposite of social distancing for the defense. The defense wants social closeness on the field. It's a full contact sport. Given the fact that last I heard, they're planning on opening the season in Kansas City, meaning they have a decentralized plan, which to me, in my mind, is an exceedingly bad idea. I also don't think they're being realistic, so I don't think they will complete their season, but at this point, I can't even say that they should play it.
I will believe it when I see it. I'm not positive that the NBA is actually going to get this thing going, because I think that everybody's thought at this time is that by the time we got to where we are right now, the numbers...
No, there's other viewers on the YouTube, and I'm on Instagram too. They just, I guess they're just creeping. They're too shy. They don't want to talk. They're scared. I just doubled point systems up past 3,000 likes. You get 4 points for every $1 you spend. I got a bunch of stuff. I got Prism, I got Select, got the Aspire Football, the Photos, Pro Debut, Leaf Flash. Oh, man. Stacksandpacks.org is the website. Yeah.
Well, I think there are a number of things you can do on game day. First and foremost, again, is look at the layout of the field, how many people are on the field.
These are 200 on Blowout. I got them for 165. Free shipping for everything on the website.
As a first step, we're certainly looking at things about sterilization of equipment and everything, even down to the game balls and how we use that. And then I think you probably have heard in the media some reports that we are looking with a group of engineers very creatively at the possibility of some extended face shield mask type options that might be part of the football helmet, because again, we think there may be some things
What's up, Instagrammers? Go to the site. Check the site out. Get some Prism. Get a select baseball pack. That's baseball. 1 box left. Prism basketball. Zion and Ja. Yeah, buddy.
You're right that that's a crucial question for sports leagues to answer. How do you deal when there is a player who's positive, or coach, or someone who's exposed others? And what we're trying to work towards is something that incorporates what we would call a test-based strategy rather than simply an arbitrary time period of isolation. The concept that if we're testing really frequently, is it possible to shorten that duration of isolation from the rest of the team environment? So again, that's an area of a lot of work that's going into, but we're doing it in conjunction with public health authorities who are having to consider those types of situations, not only in professional sports, but in other areas as well.
Yeah, it could be football, baseball, basketball, or hockey, college, or pro. Each league, each sport will do everything it can to ensure player safety, but the uncertainty will be there regardless. Jason Fitz, First Take Your Team. It's a reminder that sports are trying to find sports right now become more positive than ever. The one thing sports can't beat is an infectious virus. I mean, COVID-19 isn't something that you can just come out and have a plan for that stops it. With no ability to stop the spread of the virus, all you do is be as safe as possible.
Dads have been taking on more projects lately, and Lowe's has just what you need to fuel his creativity and keep him going. Tree houses to backyard coasters, keep him building with our new Cobalt 24-volt XTR power tools. Bike chains to engine rebuilding, a Cobalt Mechanics tool set, keep him fixing. And if he's the guy that gets excited when the grass is ready to mow, a Cobalt cordless electric mower will keep him powered up. Build Dad's imagination by joining us this Father's Day at Lowe's.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way.
Maybe it's occasional constipation.
Maybe it's not. You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach pain, and pain as well. Maybe it's not occasional constipation. Learn more at linzess.org or call 1-800-LONZ-USS. You may be able to talk to a doctor online. Visit linzess.com. Sponsored by Target and Ironwood.
Did you know Geico's now offering an extra 15% credit on car and motorcycle policies? That's 15% on top of what Geico could already save you. So what are you waiting for? Your dentist to actually believe you?
And you're flossing every day.
Absolutely.
Great. And you're cutting down on your sweets?
Of course.
Wonderful. Then I don't even need to look in there.
Great. See you in 6 months.
There's never been a better time to switch to Geico. Save an extra 15% when you switch by October 7th. Limitations apply. Visit geico.com for details.
Your money not sure what to do with itself right now? At Ally, they'll help it save for the future with their smart savings tools. Bucket your money for the things that matter most. Analyze your spending and save automatically. All at a thoughtfully competitive rate. For all things money, you deserve an ally. Visit ally.com/savings for more info. Ally, do it right. Ally Bank, member FDIC.
Hard-hitting UFC action is back tonight. In the main event of heavyweights Curtis Razor Blades and Alexander Volkov throw down as they fight for their place in the title picture. And Josh Emmett hunts for his 3rd knockout in a row against fellow top 10 contender Shane Burgos. Catch UFC Fight Night, Blades versus Volkov, live on ESPN and streaming on ESPN+. Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, you missing basketball? Tune in tonight for an NBA Classic. Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals between Lakers and the Celtics. It's presented by Home Depot. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
I think if I were in their shoes, I would think to myself, my best opportunity for my voice to be heard, for my platform to be used, is to make it as large as I can.
I talked to one veteran who said to me over the weekend, I believe we could use our league as a vehicle to get our message across in ways we could never do if the season was canceled.
It'll be an opportunity for NBA players to draw attention to these issues because the world's attention will be on the NBA in Orlando, Florida, if we're able to pull this off.
The NBA looking to play in that bubble format. Players looking to have their voices heard on social justice issues, but some players still iffy on playing at all. Clippers guard Lou Williams says he's 50-50 on the question of returning to play this season. With protests continuing around the country, he reiterated his and other players' concerns about resuming the season and potentially distracting from the unprecedented movement to fight social justice injustice. Lakers owner Jeannie Buss shared a photograph of a letter on Instagram containing racial epithets adding, "On this day, Juneteenth, I ask my white friends join together, acknowledge the racism that exists in our country and around the world, and pledge to stop ignoring it. We must all do better." Grant Hill, part owner of the Atlanta Hawks, on his organization recognizing
this would be a great step, a symbolic step as an organization that we can make internally.
And Greg, case in point, speaking of action, your head coach Lloyd Pierce, he's been active in speaking out about social injustice, including voter disenfranchisement. Trae Young and other Hawks are speaking out like never before. What are your thoughts on their efforts to bring about change?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. You know, I mean, Trae Young was to be so young, and obviously we admire his talents and abilities on the basketball court. But you know, to understand his platform, to understand the power of his voice, and to exercise that is something that we all are proud of in our organization. You know, our head coach Lloyd Pierce, he has been extremely busy, but also extremely active, and really working to try to find solutions, bring awareness, using his voice as well. And so, as an organization, we love that.
You have been active for years on issues of social justice, and one of the few black team owners in sports, obviously. How have the events of the past few weeks affected your outlook on being black in America?
Well, I mean, I think these events that have happened, I think as a black man, as a black American, you know, we're fully aware of this. We live with this every day. I think for me, on one hand, it's been draining, I think, in a lot of ways to at least have these discussions, to really sort of process and think about this thing, all that we're experiencing. But it's also been, I think, enlightening, and also there's been a tremendous amount of positivity. As you look at the protests, if you see the engagement, it's very diverse. It's not just black America speaking out and recognizing the problems that exist in our country. It's really all of America. And so I think as you see the images and the videos and the engagement online and social media, people are finally uncomfortable with you know what's been happening, and are speaking out on it.
Potential dissent from the ranks of NBA players about these protocols and the safety in place for the bubble.
I definitely think that there's going to be players who are not comfortable playing. This whole thing is going to be a mental challenge.
I'm still up in the air a little bit. There is a group of players that they would like to see the quarantine elements of this loosened and softened.
You know, we don't have all the details. We don't know a lot of information. So until we have that, it's kind of hard to just, you know, commit to it 100%.
We've been touching on this NBA pending bubble environment in Orlando and all the variables connected to it. Woj on SportsCenter on the league's optimism regarding the potential of positive COVID-19 tests.
Basketball and the league feels that eventually, as they get from these home markets down to Orlando, July 7th, 8th, and 9th, and they're quarantined there and in the bubble environment, they're going to have a limited number of positive corona tests at that point.
Yeah, we talked about Lou Williams, the potential that he's 50-50 on the board in terms of not playing. Woj on if the league expects other players to sit out the rest of this season.
You talk to teams, the players themselves, agents, the Players Association, there's not an expectation, and it's going to be a significant number of players that would really compromise the integrity of the restart of the season, of the playoffs. But there will be players, and you know, the league is prepared for that, and they've got mechanisms in place to handle that.
Ryan Windhorst on Get Up, and the concern around the Orlando bubble with the COVID cases in that area rising.
If you just are watching the daily numbers in Orlando, it is very concerning. And while the NBA is going to have a quarantine campus there, hundreds of people are going to be living outside that quarantine and coming in, and they're going to do everything they can to, you know, contain and monitor those people, but it's still a serious concern. And then, Ryan, you just have to know that right now NBA players are getting tested. They all have to be tested if they're coming back by next Tuesday. If you look around at what's happening in other sports, if you look at the college athletes, let's look at the NFL teams, if you look at now 5 MLS teams have reported that players have tested positive. Players are going to start testing positive, or staff members, almost certainly by next week. And the protocol the NBA has put out means that if you have a positive test, whether you're showing symptoms or not, you have to be sidelined to make sure you're okay for 14 days with no exercise.
Yeah, what if that's LeBron? What if that's Giannis? What if that's Kawhi? What's the response if positive test numbers rise league-wide?
The protocol the NBA put out is 108 pages long. There's thousands of words. It represents thousands of hours of work by doctors, epidemiologists, lawyers, and the like. It is not spelled out in any of that. The answer to that is they don't know. They're just going to see how it goes, and they're going to do their best, and we're all hoping it's going to work.
Canada has approved the National Hockey League plan to play in the country amid the coronavirus pandemic. The league plans to have training camps open in July and play games without spectators in a couple of cities in late July or August. Tampa Bay Lightning, meantime, have closed their facilities Thursday after 5 team employees tested positive for the coronavirus. The NHL is no longer announcing which team's individual players tested positive. The developments came some 2 weeks after players were allowed to return to their respective facilities to take part in voluntary on and off ice workouts. Emily Kaplan on SportsCenter.
The NHL knew that a couple positive tests would be inevitable, especially at this stage. For example, the Coyotes announced last week that one of their staff members have tested positive after doing voluntary workouts. But this is the stage that's voluntary. Guys are living at home. They're allowed to go to grocery stores. There's not much oversight. The league is hoping that once we get to phase 3, which is training camp, they'll have a much better control of the guys, much more surveillance, daily testing by the time we get to games, that they can keep outbreaks like this under control.
One NFL signing on the way out. The New York Jets have come to terms with second-round pick Baylor wideout Denzel Mims. Thanks for staying up all night. For producer Jake Lennick and technical director Tito Bonach, I'm Jim Barrows for Sporting Life is now.
When did the world shut down? When the NBA stopped playing. So I think everyone is looking to the NBA to kind of set the tone again.
They have the NBA in their hands right now. They got all the power. They got to use it before they get to Disney World.
Sports Center. Laundry piles are growing and toothpaste is disappearing. Sounds like minor time. From Crest to Game, you'll find top brands that keep your home happy and healthy. Now through June 20th, Game Clean 16 count is just $3.99 after $1 off with improved digital coupon. Shop with one stop at Meijer.com.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way.
Maybe it's occasional constipation.
Maybe it's not. You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. In